Hello and welcome to the Venue Success Podcast. I'm your host, Tirzah Caffee, and our theme in season 2 is Tools of the Trade, the pros behind the process. And today I'm joined by Nora Sheils, and she is the co-founder of Rock Paper Coin. Welcome to the show, Nora.
Thank you. So good to see you. Thanks for having me on.
Oh my gosh. Listen, this is like, I think the 4th or 5th. I've lost track of time. We're both so busy and like life got away from us, and we've tried for months to connect. And I'm so really excited to have you on the show today. We connected several months ago just because I'm always wanting to know like the up and coming. I mean, you've been around for a hot second, but just really trying to stay well integrated with the wedding industry and what, pieces of tech people are using so I could recommend you to our vendors. And what ended up happening is I was like, I'm getting rid of HoneyBook and I'm going to use Rock Paper Coin. So it's been like really cool being able to use your platform personally.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah, super stoked to have you on the show today and excited about what we're going to chat about. But without further ado, it is time for Crazy Stories with Tirzah, because people have absolutely lost their minds. So today, I just want to give a fair warning. The last episode, I know I had to be like, cover tiny ears. That's not the warning today. The caveat I want to say is I don't know this full story. And so I just need to say that. And I also want to say I know that there's always multiple sides of every story. So whatever. I say that, I put it away. Let me just talk to you about what happened in the Charlotte market, Nora. It was crazy.
Cannot wait.
Okay, so it was, now I'm losing track of time because the older I get, the faster time goes. It's been in the last, I think, a year to year and a half, I think. But there was a venue in town that absolutely blew up the market with so much drama. I can't even begin to tell you.
No.
It was a venue a little bit outside of Charlotte, and I had actually saw that they were starting to do weddings there. I do not believe that they were licensed to do weddings there. Well, they sold, and I saw that the business went up for sale. And listen, I'd own 10 venues if I was married to someone that dig that idea, but I am not. And I had said to my husband, like, we should buy this venue. Like, I could do amazing things here. And he's like, hard pass. No, thank you.
No.
One is enough. One is enough. So anyway, I just remember seeing it and thinking, it's like this huge mansion, right, on this big plot of land, but they didn't have like a permanent like reception structure. I think it was a tent or something. Anyway, some dude buys it and he's been running it for the last few years, whatever. And then all of a sudden, I just started hearing rumblings, right? Like the wedding industry is big, but it's also small, if that makes sense, right?
For
like
sure.
Your network, everyone talks. Well, the vendors that work for me also would go to this other venue. And one of my vendors was like, they did not pay me. One of them was a florist and she was like, they didn't pay me. So I decided I wasn't going to drop off the flowers. And so there was like this client that didn't have flowers. He went to the grocery store and put like one petal and like what do you call those? Like little, the vase with this one flower in it. Oh my gosh.
Like a little votive cup.
Yes, there's a name for it.
A bud vase?
Yes, thank you. Okay, little bud vases. That's all they had, like on all of the tables. I had a baker tell me that she was like, I'm not bringing the cake until you pay. And he ended up having his dad sell her the money for the cake. Like he was just running out of money, right? So basically what happened is he saw the writing on the wall. And so he started telling people that he was building like a glass house venue and we're going to be one of the first of its kind in this area. There was a couple that told their story on like the news that he had taken $50,000 of prepayment. Like he was like, if you pay in full, I'll give you this discount, whatever. Anyway, long story short, many couples are affected by this, but he was taking everybody's money and then he had to foreclose and he wasn't like able to even fulfill these people's contracts or whatever. It actually made national news.
I think I heard about this.
Yes.
There wasn't even a plan for this venue, right? It was just totally made up.
It was a scam. Like, I don't think that there was any plan that he was ever going to build that structure that he was selling.
So sad.
Telling clients that he was going to build. But I mean, he ended up getting arrested I haven't dug into it. I don't have time or care too much, but he went to jail for it. And it got me thinking, like, how frustrating. Well, so hold on. So back up. How did it affect me? People were like freaking
Yeah.
out. Even our clients, like they were curious, like, is that going to happen to us? Like, listen, we've been
No.
around before most of you were born. Like, we're not going anywhere. But what was crazy about this is all of this happened. No, it's been less than a year, because around when I announced that we were selling our venue, I knew our clients were going to freak out because this had just made
Yeah.
national news. And I was
No.
like, Lord up in heaven. And so when I
timing.
told all of our clients, I was like, listen, I have to start this, because I sent like a video, like Zoom, to all of our clients. You know, how do you talk to 150 clients, right? So I made a Zoom and told them that we were selling our venue. And I had to start it out by saying, hey, listen, I know that this X happened at this venue, but that is not our situation. Like, your money has not been spent. Like, it's fine. But there's so many people like that, just scammers in the wedding industry. I see it a lot with photographers too.
Yeah. There was a whole podcast, I think it was called The Wedding Scammer or something like that, about this caterer. The caterer was a scam. And so, you know, it's a pretty high ticket item. And
Exactly.
then they would show up with like nothing, if they showed up at all.
It's unbelievable. I think people see our industry as like this quick cash grab, and it can be. And it's like people build businesses on Facebook and, you know, take deposits and then, you know, hit the road.
It's really
crazy.
a shame, because it gives our industry such a bad name from these few select people that decide to cheat like this. The barrier to entry is so low that anyone can be a quote unquote wedding vendor. So
I know,
it breaks my heart a little bit.
These poor couples that gave like all of their money that saved, right? And they can't even have another wedding because they spent it all, like already gave it to him. So, I mean, it does. Sad. It definitely breaks my heart. It's like exactly like you said, it gives other people in our industry that predominantly is such a wonderful industry,
right,
a bad name. And especially when this venue is like 30 minutes from my venue, obviously it causes people to have like consumer like distrust. Here was like really big for a hot second. But anyway, that's my crazy story. People, come on, do better.
You know, we could have a whole podcast on just that.
I know. It was like, it's one of those things, like, as the stories kept coming out, you're just like, you can't make this stuff up, you know? Like, a person that is like that deceptive, how does that happen? They're just sitting there at night, like, how do I scam?
I know. Like, is that the best you could do? Come on.
Exactly. Just go out there and make money like the rest of us are. Like, put some hard work into it, buddy. Anyway, if you're listening to the show from jail, buddy, shame on you. Anyway, okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes of today. So Nora is a pioneer in event technology. Rock, Paper, Coin, she's the co-founder. Is it your sister-in-law?
My sister-in-law, yes, okay. We're married to brothers.
I love that. Well, man, I'm sure we could have some fun, juicy drama conversations with that. That's so funny. But she's been in the industry for a couple decades, and she really is so inspiring to many of us. And she works with event professionals at many different levels. You could describe your business way better than I can. So tell us a little bit about yourself and about Rock, Paper, Coin.
Yeah, so I have been at it in the wedding industry for 20 some years. I actually started out owning a wedding planning company, which it's called Bridal Bliss. It's based in the Pacific Northwest, and it's still up and running today. It's an incredible team of women, but I planned weddings for many, many years, and that's when Elizabeth joined the team. She was a planner with me, and we decided that we needed some software to help kind of streamline our business. We did large volume of weddings. We had a ton of planners, and we kind of set out to find something to just kind of make things easier. We were doing a lot of manual processes, and we felt like we were kind of babysitters, constantly reminding our clients to sign their contracts, make their payments, and then we'd be like, did you do it yet? Did you do it yet? And so we tried every platform out there, whether it was event specific or not, and there was a problem with everything. It was either not user-friendly, our clients didn't like it, our team didn't like it, it was too expensive, it wasn't attractive in the wedding industry, it has to look good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we set out to just hire somebody to create something for us in-house. And we're very naive, had never done anything in tech, had no idea what that entailed. And then we quickly learned that, the time commitment, the dollar commitment, and we're like, okay, let's just pump the brakes a little bit. And we started just talking to more and more event pros in the industry, not just planners, anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, we need something with automation, contracts, invoices, all the things. And everyone was like, well, we don't know what that is, but when you find it, let us know because we would definitely be interested. And so a light bulb kind of went off and we built Rock, Paper, Coin, which is a CRM, a customer relationship management platform built for the wedding and the event industry specifically. So we do everything from contracts so your clients can sign virtually, invoices so your clients can pay. They can auto pay. We have automated reminders that go out as due dates come in. You can share documents. You can send proposals. You can track your leads. So it's the difference between us and the other platforms out there. There's a couple. First of all, you can speak to this, Tirzah, but we are very easy to use. It is very intuitive. Once you use it one time, you get it. And that was something that was really important to us. Our fees are much lower than anywhere you'll find, and you have the ability to actually pass your processing fees on to the client. So if you really want to accept credit cards,
I learned that the hard way.
now you know. But if you really want to accept credit cards and you don't want to pay that percentage, which adds up really quickly, you give your clients the option. And, it's through the platform. So it doesn't look like you're adding it on. It's more the platform is asking if you want to use your credit card, you can. It's this much more to do that. And most people still choose to do that. And then money is in your bank within 1 to 2 days max. So it's a really quick turnaround. We have a lot more features that I won't get into, but it's a great platform. Obviously, I'm biased, but the wedding planning company uses it and tested it out early on. And we have thousands of members throughout the United States and many, many venues.
I love that. Since our audience is predominantly venues, we'll kind of, speak to you guys specifically as much as we can today for sure. But let me just ask you a question, because I've talked about this multiple times on the show that I feel, and this trend is changing a little bit, but in general, I feel like venue owners are a little bit older. There's a higher entry to own a venue, and there's a lot of capital that goes into that. And not every 25, 30-year-old has that amount of capital, right? So with that, I have seen with this older generation some fear about technology. So what holds people back from incorporating tech into their business? What do you see?
Yeah. And, to be honest, it's not just older generations. A lot of, and we've seen this, firsthand, is that people really kind of get stuck in their ways when they have a system and it's working for them, or they think it's working for them, and they just don't want to deal with anything else. The on-ramp makes people really nervous, like trying something new, maybe losing something from another platform. It's daunting. And I get it. It's kind of the unknown. I kind of relate it to, this is so random, but getting LASIK surgery. Like I put it off and I put it off, and then I finally did it. And I was like, oh, why didn't I do this years ago? It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, you're kind of nervous about what the process might be, or, if it's going to be difficult to learn or things like that. But I'll be honest with you, software today is a lot different than it was 5, 10 years ago. It's made to be user-friendly. There are people on staff that are ready to jump in and help as needed. There's demos, there's online tutorials. So whether you're somebody that likes to figure things out yourself or have someone screen share with you to kind of teach you how to do it, it's all there. And of course, not all platforms, but a majority that have been built in not so far away past are really meant to be user-friendly. And the thing about our industry is that we don't need all of the bells and whistles. Like some of these platforms have so many features that are built for multi-million-dollar industries with hundreds of employees. You might have a couple employees or a smaller team, or maybe you're just a solopreneur. So not only is it going to muddy the waters, but also it's overwhelming to log in and see all these things that you're not even using and you're paying for, whether you use them or not. So
Uh-huh.
I really think it's just the unknown, the fear of the unknown, and that on ramp that seems so daunting that holds people back from starting or switching.
And I was coaching with one of my clients yesterday, and I was talking about the expectations from, I'm Gen X, so my kids call me a boomer. I'm like, I'm not a boomer, Gen X, and then the really stark difference between millennials and Gen Z, their expectation with tech too. And I think a lot of
Right.
us that may be resistant, whether it's age or just stubbornness, that if you want to be successful in this climate and these types of people that are buying, they're expecting some way to pay digitally and quickly, be able to sign things quickly. They're not excited about having to come back to the venue and sign all of your contracts when they want to hold their date. They are not excited about that.
Yeah.
So it could be actually costing you sales to not have something like this implemented. And I genuinely mean that. And you're going to get those sales so much faster if you could give them, if they could do it on their phone, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't know if you're experiencing that same thing as well.
You are 1000% correct. The couples getting married today, they have grown up in an age of instant gratification,
Mm-hmm.
Wi-Fi all around them, social media, Amazon delivery within an hour, all of the
Yep.
different things. So if you're sending them something that needs to be printed, signed, scanned, and sent back, or expect a check, that's like a whole other issue. You are absolutely losing business. And there's so many studies around this, but couples are 80% more likely to book if they have the ability to sign digitally. That's a pretty massive number. And I mean, it makes sense. If it comes to your phone and you can just review it and sign it right there, you're not going to wait 3 days
Yes.
to do
Yeah.
it.
It was actually, this is embarrassing to even say, but I was a little bit slow to come around to some of this, and it was COVID that did it for me because we had 65 couples that were affected by our closure. And so I was doing cancellation paperwork and
Oh,
rescheduling and the hundreds of pages. And I remember one time I was on the phone with this kind of rough around the edges groom, and he looked at me and he's like, Tirzah, when are you going to get up with the times? Because I had sent him the PDF, and he's like, what do you want me to do
yeah.
with this? And I was just like, print it at work, sign it, and scan it back to me. And he was like,
My
really?
gosh.
You don't have, and it was that moment I was embarrassed, but I needed to be slapped around a little bit. And he was like, get
Yeah.
with the times, Tirzah. That's annoying.
Well, and
And I was
now
like, that is annoying.
and now that, that contract or addendum that you sent could have been a template. You could have typed in one thing and sent it out and done
Boom.
it in like seconds.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Let's hope
other
we never have
thing,
to deal with anything like that
God,
again, right?
from your mouth to God's ears. But so the other thing that a lot of people don't think about is it's so much more secure to sign through a platform. If
Yes.
there, God forbid, is an issue with one of your clients, you have your backend system that can prove the person that signed it is who they said they were. You have the IP address, you have the timestamp, you have yourself covered, and obviously you have a valid contract. But if you're just asking for a PDF to be signed, that doesn't hold up in the court of law as well as it does if you have an IP address and a timestamp associated with it. So you're actually protecting yourself more
It's so
by
good.
making it easier for people to
Yeah.
sign.
That was a new thing for me to learn in the last 5 years. I don't know what rock I was under, but that is absolutely true. Absolutely true. And actually, I believe that so much that even when people came to our venue and they wanted to sign on the spot, we still had them digitally sign, even if
Good.
they were sitting in front of us.
Yeah,
And we were like,
good.
hey, we're going to pop up and send you an email. Just hang tight for a second. And then they would just pull it up on their phone and sign in spot, just because we were like, we want everyone to be signing the same way and have this digital
Yeah.
protection. Anyway, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
And the beauty of that is you just pop in a template that's already loaded onto your platform and they can be sitting there and you can have the contract to
Yep.
them in seconds. So it's
Exactly.
pretty slick.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. So, what are some easy tools that can streamline processes for venues? You work with General Market, but what are
Oh,
some
yeah.
streamline ideas that you have?
I mean, how much time do you have? This is where I This is my domain. Okay, so one thing I think a lot of venues struggle with is scheduling. So, you have an inquiry, they're super excited to see your space, and you message them back and you say, hey, I have availability Wednesday at 2 o'clock. And they check their schedule and that doesn't work. So they respond and they're like, oh, how about Friday at 4? And that doesn't work for you. So there's this whole back and forth that is so annoying for both
Yes.
sides. And it's just
Yes.
kind of a terrible way to start a relationship, especially if they're excited and they're like ready to book. Using a platform like Cloud HQ is a free plugin for Chrome, or Calendly is another option for this. There are a couple different ones, but it's essentially a calendar platform where you sync your calendars on there. So I have 3 calendars. I have 2 work calendars and I have a personal calendar. So I have them all synced in my platform. And so now if someone wants to come tour my venue, I'll say, great, I'd love to have you in. Click this link to choose a convenient time. So that client is going to click the link. They're going to see several times that I'm available. So I know I don't have another meeting at that time. My son doesn't have a baseball game. When they book, I am actually free. So now they've chosen a time. They've confirmed it. Boom. We both get a confirmation email. It automatically goes on our calendars. And then my favorite part is that before the meeting, a confirmation is sent out as well. So you have just booked this tour without doing anything. You've booked it, you've confirmed it, and now you just have to sell it when they walk in. So it's a really, really easy tool to use. It's very easy to set up. This is like the biggest win that you will see results from instantly. And it's free. A lot of them are free.
Yeah, no, I love that. So inside of Rock Paper Coin, what kind of automations do you have? I mean, I know you could sync it with Calendly, but people say CRM, and sometimes I feel like it's when people say like all inclusive and like it means different things to different
Yeah,
people. So what type of automation do you have inside in terms of like if you send out an
sure.
invoice to someone and they're not a client yet, like is there any type of
Yeah.
follow-up sequence that you could create?
Yeah, so first of all, there is no all-in-one. The different platforms that say they're all-in-one do not do it well. And
100%.
you can't do everything. So you really have to have a tech stack that complements each other. So maybe you have a CRM and maybe you have your calendar and maybe you have G Suite or something. But I would actually be very wary of platforms that say they do everything because I can guarantee they don't do it all well. And we've seen that. But so different automations we have, our most popular is reminders. So as installments are due dates are coming up, like if somebody hasn't signed your contract yet, we'll automatically send reminders so they can just click and sign or pay. We have an integration with Timeline Genius. It's not automated,
Wow.
but it is in the platform. You can set up rock, paper, coins so inquiries that come in through your website automatically filter into the platform. You can respond from there, and then there are automated reminders that go out from there.
That's amazing. And I do agree with you about that. There is no perfect, and it's always going to be some version of a tech stack. There just is. And it's just it's us doing business, and and everyone has different needs too, right? And so you have to
Right.
create the stack that is important to you. I remember, I think it was years ago, I chatted with you about the fact that I was just stuck on the fact that my accountant said it had to integrate with QuickBooks. I was like,
Right.
I was going around asking everyone, does it integrate with QuickBooks? Because that was what we were used to and what my bookkeeper, it was like, don't you dare change that. So
Right.
everyone has they come at it from a different perspective, right?
Right. Yeah.
So,
And for venues are so different. There are
mhm.
small places that do like a couple events a month, and then there's the factories that filter people in and out. And those are 2 totally different needs. So even if it is a like vendor specific platform, it's not going to be perfect. I don't think there is a venue specific one.
No, I don't.
Caterers have quite a few, but
Yeah, they do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So, I mean, I think though that Rock Paper Coin definitely checks a lot of the boxes for sure. So kudos to you on that.
well, thank you. That's good to hear.
Well, I won't say them out loud because I don't know if I should, but there is someone that is closing at the end of this year, another business. I'm sure you've seen it, another CRM out there that's closing.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's appropriate to say it out loud or not. I don't know. But people are freaking out They are
Yes.
freaking out. And
I mean,
every group that I'm in, they're like, what do I do? What do I do? And so I'm hoping to get this podcast out to people because I really feel like working with you guys, also just having great people as customer service behind the scenes, to me, it's one of the most important parts of a platform. There's a lot of similarities between a lot of people that are doing kind of, these things, but like I think having you guys is like, I don't know, to me is like the cherry on top. You guys are really great at what you do.
well, thank you.
So helpful.
Something I will point out, and I didn't intend this to be a wholesale pitch for rock, paper,
No,
coin,
go
but
for it. Sell
something
away.
I'll say that really differentiates us is our customer service, like you mentioned. We also do free white glove onboarding. So if you're on that platform, whose name we shall not say, that's closing, we will actually pull all of your documents from that platform and move them onto rock, paper, coin completely for free. So you won't lose anything by switching from them or another platform. It's a really easy setup, and we will kind of guide you through everything, walk you through the platform after everything's been moved over. So the on-ramp and the learning curve is really low.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you saying that because there's a lot of people that need to know about this for sure.
Yes, and we do have a promo code for you. I'm actually trying to look it up right now.
I didn't even know. That's great.
Oh,
We'll put it in the show notes.
We'll add
Yeah,
it to the end of this.
yeah,
So if you want
yeah,
to switch over,
yes, for
we are
sure.
here and we'll have a discount for
Yeah,
Tirzah.
you're so sweet. We'll put it in the show notes. So when we're done, we'll definitely get that from you and put it in there. But, I love to recommend people that I have personally worked with or have had clients work with, and that I could testify to say that that is everything that Nora's saying is very, very true. They helped me. And when I had some integrations not set up very I had a really big invoice I sent out. When I saw the credit card fees, I was like, what? But that was totally my bad. It wasn't theirs. Anyway, I was embarrassed, but also like so grateful for you guys taking good care of me.
Never be embarrassed. We're here to help.
Okay, let's circle back a little bit because one of the things that we had talked about is I know like you talk about like, tech that could help you like streamline your business, but what
Yeah.
about you had mentioned to me like how you could streamline your life as well. Like talk to me a
Yes.
little bit. I'm all about that. So tell me more.
Well, there's one that you actually mentioned that I loved, and it's Loom. It's a video recording platform, and it is a great way if you're dealing with your clients from afar to form a
Yes.
relationship and kind of have that face-to-face interaction instead of just automated emails, especially if it's something like your big announcement to
Yeah.
like humanize it a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you have like a long email that you have to send, just stop what you're doing, create a video and send it out. So that's a great way to save time and build a better relationship. There's another tool I love. If you're on Zoom, you already have this with a paid subscription. It's called the AI Assistant.
Yes.
So
So
when
great.
you're, oh my gosh, it has like changed my life. So when you're on Zoom, in the middle of the little toolbar, you'll see like 3 stars. And if you're not finding this, message me and I'll send you a video. But you just click it at the beginning of the meeting and it will send you a recap of the entire meeting. And it's not like a word by word. This is what Tirzah said. This is what Nora said. It's more Tirzah and Nora were discussing tech and Nora is offering a discount for RPC. And, it's a recap of the whole thing. And so after the meeting, it will send it to you. And if you set it up this way, it'll also send the recap to your client. So you both have a paper trail of the meeting. You can access it at any point. It is like life-changing. So instead of taking notes the whole time, it
Yep.
does it for you.
I love that.
So
I love
that's
that.
a really good one. I also, Grammarly is one that I use. It's another completely free plugin, but it does exactly what it sounds like. It checks your grammar, but it also checks your tone. So if you have kind of a difficult email to write, it's a gut check where it'll tell you if you sound aggressive, if you sound funny, if you sound casual, and it'll send you metrics every month, which I geek out over metrics, but it'll say you used 1,000 new words this month, or whatever, your spelling is 90% better than the general public, or it's just like fun stats that are super
Yeah.
interesting. Again, totally free. Like most of these platforms are free or they have a free tier until you upgrade.
Yeah.
Here's one that I love that if you have the time, do this right after this podcast and you will notice a difference as soon as tomorrow. It's called Unrolled. And what it does, you plug in your email address and it will pull up every single subscription that you're a part of. So if you've ever bought something online and now you're getting all their marketing emails, you wake up in the morning and there's like 1,000 spam emails. You go to unroll.me, you check everything you want to unsubscribe to, and in one full swoop, you have unsubscribed to all these emails. So the next morning, you will have substantially fewer emails that you have to scroll and delete. So
Oh my gosh.
I actually set a reminder to do this quarterly because as you buy more things, you get more emails.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that has been a great, great time saver.
Oh, I love that. The amount of times that we spend opening our email and, 30 minutes every day deleting emails. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, what a time suck. I want to circle back to Loom because I had a coach once that said to me, like, if you find yourself saying the same thing more than 3 times, like 3 times, that's it. Like, make a video for it. And it could, and it's something that I've done in multiple different businesses and different areas of my life too, not just with my wedding business. But I really think there's so much time save and being able to do that. Like we did that with, I always would, interview people before I hired them for banquet staff. And I found myself on average 30 to 45 minutes explaining what the job is and what to wear and where to sign in and all this kind of stuff. And one day it was kind of just like that guy that called me out. I just was sitting at my desk. I'm like, Tirzah,
why am I doing this?
You know better. Why are you doing this? And so without any preparation at all, I went and grabbed my husband. I'm like, sit right here. We made a Loom and it saved us so much time. But with your clients, there's a lot of things that would be, and also you might not be the right person to make the Loom. Be careful if you're sending it out to clients. Make sure that you're putting your best foot forward.
Little
doing a good job. Exactly. If you are uncomfortable behind a camera, have someone else do it. Like pay someone else.
But that's where templates come into play as well. So just setting up basic email templates. If you send the same email more than 3 times, save it as a template, and then you can just copy and paste, personalize as needed, and take it from there.
Exactly. I love that. All right. So, if all of this is new to you, do you have more? Tell me more. Give me a couple more. Okay, give me a couple more.
One, I'm thinking of the ones that I use like every day. And one is called 1Password, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You have one master password, and it is a vault for every login or credit card or anything that you need to save. And it's like triple encrypted, super, super safe. There's an app for your phone. So when I go to log in somewhere, I just I only have to log into my 1Password once while I'm on my desktop. Every time I shut it down, then I have to re-put it in. But, I put in my master password. Next time I go to a login page, it automatically just fills in my username and my password. Or if I'm going to a new site that I haven't been on before, it will put in my new credentials and save them in the vault.
Yes.
So it's like these crazy passwords, with the letters and the numbers and all those things. So it's very safe. And there are a lot of use cases where the app is really wonderful as well. Like it'll plug in all my information on my app. But a couple years ago, I had my wallet stolen. But because I had all my credit cards saved on the app, I could access the numbers. And it was just like a quicker, easier process. So 1Password, and there's multiple versions of this. That's the one that I really love. The same idea. But just having a password manager is going to save you time. My husband will not get on board with this, and it drives me crazy because he'll be like, what's the password for? And I was like, let me send you the link from 1Pass again.
Yes. Yeah. And what's so cool about that, excuse me, is that I could share passwords with people in my team. So my wedding planners, my sales team, whatever. So if we have like an Amazon password, sometimes they go in and they're like, it would force them to automatically change the password. If they changed it inside, and I'm sure 1Password does the same thing. If they change it, it's in that like master password area. So it changes for everybody. Or if someone forgets their password and has to reset it, like whatever, then it changes for everyone, but you're only sharing specific websites with your team
Right.
that you want them to have access to your Google Calendar or whatever it
Totally.
is. Rock, paper, coin.
There's different vaults that you can save. So there's one that's just
Exactly.
yours. There's ones that's shared with specific people. And then the other piece that this is like so morbid, but if something were to happen to me
Yes.
and my husband needed access to some passwords, there's a master like reset password that, you know, we have put away with all of our important papers that he could log in and get into all of my different logins as well. So, you know, hopefully we never need it, but it's there if we do.
Exactly. Yeah. Give us one more. Give us one of your next ones.
The next one is called Backblaze. And this is a platform, I think it's like $80 a year. It's something not too much, but it is constantly running on my desktop. So it's backing everything up, every file, every program, my external hard drive that has like 8 kajillion photos on it. It's backing that up. So I've actually used this where I spilled an entire glass of tea all over my computer, totally fried it, and bought a new one that day, got a download, and everything was back and up and running within a couple hours. It was crazy.
Wow.
So it's more like, for me, it's just peace of mind that
Yeah.
if I need it, I have it. It's constantly running. I literally do nothing other than, you know, if there's a drive missing, it'll remind me. If I haven't plugged my external hard drive in for a while, it'll say it's been 2 weeks, you know, plug it in and it'll update anything that's been added.
Do you feel like it slows your computer down at all?
Not at all.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Listen, none of us are immune from the black screen of death happening or the blue screen of death,
The
whatever
worst.
it is. Like
It's the worst
happened.
feeling.
It's just literally like you could just be sick. Yeah, terrible. To me, it's the pictures, right? Especially when you have these children of ours and it's just like, and everything is on one spot. And I'm like, I'm so terrified of that all the time. That's a really good one. I love that we're talking about just practical things. Yeah, bring one more. Come on.
Can I finish with one? I have a whole, if someone's interested in more ideas, I have an entire cheat sheet. So just message me and I will send you all of my whole guide. But one that I love, this is great for venues because if you have another vendor or maybe a past client that's referred you a potential booking, a great way to thank them is to send them what's called a sugar wish. So this is a platform where I have an account. And so when someone sends a referral, I send them a sugar wish and they get an email that says, you know, Nora sent you whatever, and you can choose different kinds of candy, cookies, popcorn, snacks. There's even like dog treats, and I think they have wine now. They keep adding on. But it's a really fun experience as the receiver to go through and pick what I want. And then like a week later or a couple days later, I get this beautifully packaged box with like the written note. And I love it for a couple of reasons. First of all, that the receiver kind of gets the warm fuzzies when they first get the email and go through the whole process. But then again, a week later, when they actually get the box and get to enjoy your gift. So it's just a great way to stay top of mind.
So cool.
Really inexpensive. So it's way less than if you bought a gift and paid for shipping and everything. I think the cheapest is like $25. So if you're getting a big booking, you're probably going to send a referral like that. And there's different sizes that you can choose. But I've used this for years. It's such a great platform. And I even use it for like employees' birthdays or things like that, where it's just a fun surprise that's not going to cost a fortune, but really kind of goes a long way.
I love that. I've never heard of it. So very cool.
Get out. It's a good one.
So very cool. Well, all of the ones that we've talked about today, we'll do our best to put in the show notes.
Perfect.
And yeah, these are such great ideas. And I love that we could talk about some very practical things too. Because like you said, it's a stack of like all of these different things that we need to be able to like run our lives efficiently, which is very important to me.
About being more efficient. And, you know, a lot of these things in the back end, like sending contracts and invoices, that is not why we all got into the wedding industry. So to be able to spend less time on those and do more time on doing what you love so you can, you know, enjoy your job, have time off, enjoy your family. That's like what this is all about.
My goodness. Yeah. Just working smarter for sure. And
Exactly.
I think it's like you said earlier, sometimes people get so stuck on their ways. They can't see the good on the other side of the mountain that they feel like is in front of them. That sometimes when we just step back and listen, don't go integrate all 6, 7 of these suggestions tomorrow.
1000%.
One at a time.
Yeah, and there's nothing that says if you try something, you have to implement it. Most places have free trials where you can kind of test it out a little bit before you invest a lot of money in it. I usually recommend to give it a good try, at least a couple months, because some platforms, like especially the more intense ones, you're not going to reap the benefits right away. It's going to take you a little bit of time to see how much it's helping. So give it a fair chance, but also don't feel like you have to stick with something just because you signed up for it.
Right. Well, kind of you led me right into what I wanted to ask you about was if someone is interested in potentially signing up with Rock Paper Coin, do you guys have a format where you could do a consultation call and kind of like show people, like what would be the next step for someone at this point if they're interested in what you guys are doing?
Yes, I would say you have a couple options. First of all, you could just go to the platform and sign up. So I did create a discount code. It's Venue Success, and it's for 50% off the entire year.
Wow, thank you.
You can just, of course. So you can just sign up and then you will see an area to either have a demo and you can do a demo before signing up as well. That's all on our website. But you'll also see a place where you can sign up for that white glove onboarding as well. Then it gives you all the instructions to submit your information, and then you'll have one-on-one time with our team.
Awesome. I love that. So if you're going over to Rock Paper Coin, you just put in Venue Success, 50% off for a year. That's amazing and very generous. I really, really appreciate that. In the day and age when a lot of stuff is sent overseas, I just love businesses that are at home and people that are living the American dream and building something from scratch and seeing a need and filling a need and doing it with such grace and kindness as you guys do at Rock Paper Coin. You're doing a great job. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I absolutely love it. So for me personally as a coach, huge green light for what you guys are doing. So I really appreciate your time today, Nora. This has been so fantastic. I know we could talk forever. I say that every time, but we want to be
totally
careful of the time today. But thank you again for being on the show. And for my viewers and listeners, thank you so much for tuning in today. And I'll see you next time on the Venue Success Podcast.